Hi, my name is Gabrielle Gregory, and this is video quiz 4. Question 1 says, what was the key idea and ideas that stood out to you in this chapter and why? So for chapter 2, I said it was how to prepare and confidently deliver a speech that respects the diversity and uses credible sources cited throughout the speech. For chapter 3, I said its main point was to assess the credibility of two arguments on a certain issue and identify the fallacies, and also by considering the diversity of an audience and avoiding barriers of intercultural communication, make a strong argument. And for chapter 9, I said the main idea was the different ways to deliver a speech and the components and importance of vocal variety. For question 2, I said, question 2 is, what did you learn in this chapter that you did not know before reading it? For chapter 2, I said, I didn't have a full understanding of ethics, and in the chapter defines ethics as the study of giving principles people use to determine a course of action when confronted with complex situations. And for chapter 3, I said I didn't know how to really analyze both sides of a particular issue, and it gave the different components like the claim, the line of reasoning, credibility. And for chapter 9, it said I said that I didn't know that there were so many ways to deliver a speech, and there was impromptu, extemporaneous, there's reading from transcript and manuscript, and reading from memory. I also found it interesting that reading from a manuscript was the one that took so much practice. I said, question 3 is, why are these ideas important to public speaking, and use examples. So for chapter 2, I said, when addressing an audience, you want to be relatable and avoid offending someone. And I said that, for example, if you're giving a speech and you state a stereotype, you might offend a number of people in your audience and turn them away from your main point. For chapter 3, I said, when presenting information on your viewpoint on a particular issue, you want to have a complete understanding of all the arguments surrounding it and the credibility of the claims of the evidence that you've provided. I said that when you're stating your argument, if it's plagued with fallacies and faulty reasoning, that it could really take away from your point and make you seem not credible, just like the sources that you used. And for chapter 9, I said you have to be able to determine the best way to properly prepare for your speech and deliver it. Properly prepare for the way you will deliver your speech. And for example, I said a speech meant to inform someone should be practiced more. It should the point should be clearly stated, and therefore an impromptu way of saying that would probably be less effective than maybe a manuscript or extemporaneous. For question 4, it says, how can they be used in other areas of your personal or professional life, and use examples. For chapter 2, I said anytime you talk to someone, you should consider ethics. You don't want to offend them. So I said, when I'm talking to my teammate, I can't assume that they are just because they're a part of a certain group. I can't assume that they participate in the same actions or the way of thinking that someone else that I know in that same group does. So for chapter 3, I said that for example, when a parent's dealing with arguments between siblings, I would have to, if I was the parent, I would have to listen to both sides, and then using my determination of the credibility of each argument, I'd have to come up with my own argument or solution and how to deal with that. And for chapter 9, I said delivery is very important. I said, for example, I wouldn't want my coach to come in the locker room with a really rehearsed sounding motivational speech. I feel like it's more effective if it was impromptu. So that's video quiz 4.